breaking news.
Yes, we do. We have a pursuit, Rick, over Sky Fox there following this. Rick, where are you? What area?
Of a tanker truck in Beverly Hills, Araxia, Tony. This is a unique one and a challenging one. A 2,000-gallon tanker truck is being pursued. A male driver being pursued by the Los Angeles Police Department, heading westbound on Wilshire, coming out of Beverly Hills towards the west side. This tanker truck was allegedly stolen from some location. Right now, they are thinking that there is a non-flammable fluid inside, up to 2,000 gallons, perhaps just water, which would be good news. Now, this is a unique pursuit for many reasons. First of all, it's a tanker truck. Obviously, with the size of this vehicle, there isn't the opportunity for a pit maneuver. He is stopping at stop signs. He's driving rather cautiously, but he has picked up speed, and you can see that speedometer. We have this state-of-the-art fly-along navigation system here. You can see the maps down below where exactly this pursuit is occurring. Again, westbound on Wilshire Boulevard. It appears he's slowing down just a little bit, but then he starts to pick up speed. You can see the speedometer about 20 miles an hour as he makes his way westbound. There's at least one LAPD airship circling overhead as well, and a number of units. Again, a pursuit of a tanker truck. Just one person, the driver, believed to be inside that cab, a male driver. And this tanker, Tony and Araxia, was commandeered from some location. Wilshire Division picked this pursuit up first, and we are first on scene here up in Sky Fox.
Well, this is very unusual, and I mean, even for Los Angeles and by our standards, because there are a lot of pursuits here in Southern California. And, you know, Rick, the first thing that comes to my mind when you have a vehicle like this is that in some ways this is even more dangerous because a vehicle like this, especially if the suspect starts to drive erratically, can do a lot of damage.
So far, though, it does seem like he is cautious, which is good.
He is. That's what we've seen thus far. He's picked up a little bit of speed when he has an open highway. This is Wilshire Boulevard. He's continuing westbound. But, Tony, you bring up a very good point. The size, the volume of this vehicle, the weight of it causes a lot of problems. Again, absolutely no chance of a pit maneuver with something like this to end this pursuit. You have a lot of pedestrian traffic out. The commute is just getting going here on the west side, and a lot of vehicular traffic as well. Buses included, as this one up ahead, this Metro bus, and it looks like he's up against the intersection here with the light. Let's see if he makes his way around this stopped traffic here, but it doesn't appear that he is. Again, he's been rather cautious. One thing that begs the question, if he did actually steal this vehicle, this tanker truck, does he have any type of experience driving a tanker truck? This is not an easy vehicle to just hop into and drive around, and truck drivers will tell you that. Making your way through tight intersections and making tight turns. He's right up against the traffic. Let's widen out a little bit. We'll see where those units are, heading westbound on Wilshire, right at San Vicente. Again, you can fly along with us in our nav system down below. They're keeping speeds down, not much above 20 miles an hour. There's all those LAPD units. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some traffic control as well at these very busy intersections, just in case he does start to drive erratically. First and foremost, these officers want to bring this to a peaceful end. They do not want any innocent bystanders to get injured, and they want this to end in such a way where no officers get injured either, obviously. So they're going to take this cautiously, but they want to bring it to an end here. Again, a tanker truck, 2,000 gallons, loaded with what they believe is non-flammable liquid, possibly even water, which is good news. But again, the bulk of that vehicle could really do a lot of damage if he made his way through an intersection against a red light.
Yeah, you mentioned that, you know, not anyone can just hop into this and know how to properly operate this vehicle. Perhaps that is why he is going slowly and cautiously, because he's not familiar with it. But it's 7:18 now, and, you know, this is when it gets busy out there on the roads.
It certainly is. Like, you look at an intersection like that, if you don't have a lot of experience with a truck like this, it's going to be hard to make a right turn. And he stopped there at the intersection. It looks like he's slowly making his way down. There's one of the LAPD air supports circling overhead, watching his every move. Again, a male driver commandeering this tanker truck, stealing this allegedly in the Wilshire area of the LAPD's jurisdiction, and making his way westbound now on Wilshire Boulevard, coming out of Beverly Hills. Sky Fox was on scene here first, and we're going to continue to watch this up here.
Well, Rick, and obviously, as you've pointed out a couple of times, the pit maneuver is not an option here. What about a spike strip?
Absolutely, but in busy city streets like this, it's really quite challenging as well because you have opposing traffic, you have all these intersections. If they come to a point where they believe that they can do it, they'll try to do anything. Here we go, a pedestrian walking through the crosswalk here. And again, the driver has been very cautious. He's stopped at every light. He looks left and right, and he's on his way again. It appears from our vantage point he may have some experience driving just because it appears he's managing this tanker truck quite well thus far, but you can see traffic on the opposite. Now he's kind of pushing through.
Yeah, he's trying to go through the cross traffic there.
Light.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
He doesn't have the green
So
light. He went through the red light.
and by the way,
Fairfax.
and we mention this every time there is a pursuit. They are keeping track of all the additional violations that occurred during this pursuit.
There's no question about that. They watch every single move, and they will write him up for everything. Again, Wilshire Boulevard here through the mid-city area now, and he is making his way at a speed of, you can see the speedometer up there picking up a little speed now that he doesn't have much traffic or a light ahead of him, over 40 miles an hour, now at Stanley Avenue on Wilshire. He's heading eastbound now on Wilshire Boulevard. Coming out of, making a hard, tight turn there. That was one of the most aggressive moves he's made so far. And now he's sort of stuck. He's got that pickup truck there. Let's see what he does. And he turned into an area where the road was blocked. Let's see how he gets out of this one. He's going to have to do a little backup maneuver here. LAPD helicopter overhead.
Well,
you can see watching Wilshire Boulevard here.
You just can't back up one of those trucks.
No, not at all. He tried to make a hard left, and sure enough, he came into an area. Let's see what this guy does. Oh, he's going to move the cone for him. I don't think he knows what's going on. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Moving the cone.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he thinks he has business. He doesn't know what's going on. Maybe, I don't know what's going on here.
You know, Rick, whenever we watch these things, I'm always thinking about the people who have absolutely no clue what's going on, the people who are just out on the road, or pedestrians just walking around just casually, unaware of just like how dangerous the situation is. It makes me so nervous because we've seen time and time again these innocent bystanders get hurt.
There's no question, and LAPD in recent years has led the state in just that, innocent people getting hurt or killed because of these pursuits. And the LAPD is very cautious, and they're aware of that. This very large city, the second largest in the nation here, and with all of the traffic, pedestrian and vehicular traffic here, they're cautious. And if they feel that the pursuit is too dangerous and the public is going to be in danger, they will back off and just track it by the air.
Well,
so a lot of cones. This is a construction area.
He stopped
it
here
almost
now.
looked like. Yeah, it almost looked like he knew he had business here, and those workers down below, all right, come right this way. We'll move the cones for you. Let's see where the officers are. We'll tilt the camera up. There's the officers. We have an airship overhead. He really doesn't have anywhere to go. Let's head back to the other side here. Yeah, he's trapped at this point. Unless they try to move all the vehicles out of the way. Those look like city vehicles, perhaps doing some work on the street, some construction work there as well. And this is on Curson Avenue, just off of Wilshire. He was heading eastbound on Wilshire when he made that hard left.
It looks like he ran over a cone. That's not why he would have stopped, though, right? I mean, that cone is.
No,
he could easily go over that. Yeah.
He just doesn't really have anywhere to go at this point.
So
I mean, if we widen out a little bit.
Why did he make that turn? He could. I mean, it was obvious that area was blocked.
Well, I'm sure his clearance, the way that he was looking down the road at Wilshire and then making that hard left, he probably didn't see the barrier.
Okay, so you have this guy walking up to the truck now. I'm wondering.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous situation because you just don't know what you're dealing with these drivers. He's going to come up and, he's going to move the cone for him.
Everyone's
there you go.
helping him out.
I mean, this guy could be mentally, unstable. He could have a weapon. A real dangerous situation. We'll see what officers do if they try to come up. Now he's on his way. I guess the cone did.
I guess the cone was blocking him.
Wow. Now let's see. He's going to continue on. This area, again, was blocked off. If he makes it out of here, this is, wow. This is something else. Again, a very unique scene here in Southern California.
You say unique. I call it crazy.
Yeah.
Of course. That goes without saying, Tony. A tanker truck allegedly stolen by a male suspect here, making his way through a construction area down a very narrow street. You can see the exact location on our fly-along pinpoint navigation system. There's an LAPD air unit watching every move. You can see units behind him. This is on Curson Avenue, now approaching 6th Street. just off of Wilshire Boulevard.
And
now he's pulling off to the right, and let's see what happens here if he decides. Wow, is he going to try to pull into the parking structure, perhaps?
And Rick, we
Or
always ask when we see things like this, why?
Yeah, we just, with most pursuits, obviously there's a lot going on, and they're going to run because they're not in custody. And they'll run as far and fast as they can, knowing that, hey, you know what, there's a chance I could get away. And we do see that on occasion. 18% on average in the city of Los Angeles are able to evade officers. A lot of those are motorcyclists. Some of them are those pursuits that are just so dangerous they pull off.
Just an educated guess, this will not be one
All
of
right.
the 18%.
He made his way out of there, and now he's on 6th Street. Oh, it looked like that officer
he just
almost
hit that
bumped
car.
that red car as
Did
he
he
was
bump
backing
it?
up. I thought he did. No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not, I guess. Vinnie Mac's in the back watching that as well. So now he's making his way on 6th Street off of Curson. Now
What
he's
is he doing?
this. The more I look at this, I'm just wondering, I'm speculating. We got all this information from our assignment desk, listening to the Los Angeles Police Department on frequency, that this was a pursuit, that this tanker truck was stolen. But it almost looks like this large flatbed truck may have something to do with it. And again, pure speculation on my part. And again, I know that if the desk is listening in on the scanner, they could provide a little more information. But this is bizarre. It's not like he's running the driver full steam to get away from the officers. He's made a couple of erratic turns. He has gone through intersections once he's stopped. All right, now he's out. And he's on his phone. He's on his cell phone. Now let's see what happens here, what officers are going to do. They got to be behind him. Let's widen out and show you. They got to be approaching him by this point, giving him strict orders. This is a situation now becomes what we call a felony stop, where hands up, drop what you have in your hands, lay down on the street, and it appears that he's doing business. He's on his phone.
They're approaching him.
They are approaching him at this time. They're giving him strict instructions, that's for sure, and he's doing exactly what they told him to do. Again, this was all alleged, and I say this because it's so odd how this all went down, watching this from above. An alleged stolen tanker truck by that male, that man. That was the only individual we believe that was inside the cab. The tanker truck, 2,000 gallons, loaded with some sort of what LAPD was saying, unflammable liquid, possibly so inflammable that it was water. And it's come to a stop here on 6th Street, just off of Curson Avenue. Wilshire picked this up initially. They tracked it through Beverly Hills and to this point. And the driver has been cuffed. And he's going to be taken into custody. This is not a code 4 yet. They have to clear that cab. You can see officers with their guns still drawn. Once they clear the cab and all areas where anybody or anything could be hiding in and around this truck, they will put up those 4 fingers and call it a code 4. Thankfully,
right.
nobody was injured. Or we're going to have to do a follow-up on this to see exactly what this is all about. Again, a tanker truck being pursued by the LAPD, but it appears that it has come to a successful end with nobody being injured.
All right, Rick. Well, that was odd. Odd ending, odd beginning, everything about it.
One of the most bizarre pursuits, and we've seen plenty of them here, for
We
sure.
certainly have. These officers are still running here. Let's see what's going on. Is there somebody else inside that cab? They ran around and... Oh, I think that's it. I think that's a code 4.
Okay.
They saw something in there. All right.
All right, we'll
All right.
check in with you later. Try to figure that one out.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, there's a lot going on there that
Like
I think we
said,
don't know.
Only in LA.